Most men think performance begins in the moment, but the truth is, it begins hours before, in the quiet darkness when no one is watching and your body is preparing for what's to come. The nighttime oil routine I'm about to share is not some instant miracle trick. It's a ritual, a slow and intentional practice that teaches your body to respond with strength, sensitivity, and confidence. And when done consistently, it can change not just how you perform, but how you feel about yourself as a man. Performance in intimacy is deeply connected to circulation, relaxation, hormone balance, and mental presence, and nighttime is when your body is most receptive to restoration. During sleep, your testosterone production peaks, your tissues repair, and your nervous system resets. And when you introduce a mindful oil routine before bed, you amplify those natural processes instead of fighting against them. The first thing to understand is that this routine is not about aggressive stimulation or unrealistic expectations. It is about nourishment. Certain natural oils such as cold-pressed coconut oil, black seed oil, almond oil, or olive oil contain essential fatty acids and antioxidants that support skin elasticity and healthy blood flow when used externally in a gentle massage. Warm the oil slightly between your palms so it feels close to body temperature, because warmth signals safety to the nervous system and encourages the blood vessels to open. As you begin the massage, slow down your breathing. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth. This breathing pattern activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the state responsible for relaxation and arousal balance. Many men struggle not because their bodies are incapable, but because their minds are overstimulated, stressed, and disconnected. A calm nervous system is one of the most powerful performance enhancers in the world. The massage itself should be gentle, slow, and consistent rather than forceful. The goal is to improve circulation and sensitivity, not to create strain. Using circular motions and light upward strokes encourages healthy blood movement and helps tissues remain supple. Over time, this consistent circulation support can contribute to stronger natural responses because healthy blood flow is the foundation of firmness and endurance. Beyond the physical aspect, this routine builds awareness. When you take 5 to 10 minutes each night to focus on your body without distraction, you begin to understand subtle sensations, tension patterns, and areas where you unconsciously hold stress. Many men carry tension in their lower abdomen and pelvic area due to anxiety, performance pressure, or lack of emotional expression. Gentle oil massage combined with slow breathing helps release that stored tension, making arousal feel more natural and less forced. There is also a hormonal component to consider. Quality sleep is directly linked to testosterone levels, and testosterone influences desire, stamina, and confidence. By pairing your oil routine with better sleep habits, such as reducing screen time before bed, keeping your room cool and dark, and maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, you create a powerful combination that supports long-term vitality. The oil becomes part of a broader ritual of self-respect rather than an isolated trick. Hydration and internal nutrition also matter. Oils rich in vitamin E and omega fatty acids support skin health externally, but consuming healthy fats from foods like nuts, seeds, and olive oil supports hormone production internally. When internal and external care align, results feel more sustainable. Another overlooked benefit of a nighttime routine is psychological confidence. When you know you are taking proactive steps to care for your body, your mindset shifts from fear of failure to quiet assurance. Confidence in intimacy is not loud or arrogant. It is calm and grounded. It comes from knowing your body is supported and prepared. Over weeks of consistent practice, many men report increased sensitivity in a positive way, meaning they feel more connected rather than numb. And that connection often translates to better control because awareness precedes mastery. It is important to avoid unrealistic expectations. This routine is not meant to promise dramatic overnight changes, and it should never involve harsh techniques or pain. Consistency, gentleness, and patience are key. If you ever experience discomfort, irritation, or underlying medical concerns, seeking professional medical advice is always wise. True performance enhancement respects the body rather than pushing it beyond its limits. There is also an emotional layer that cannot be ignored. Intimacy is not purely mechanical. When a man feels rested, relaxed, and in tune with his body, he shows up differently with his partner. His touch becomes more present, his eye contact more steady, his rhythm more natural. The oil routine becomes symbolic of something deeper, a commitment to self-care that indirectly enhances connection. And perhaps the most powerful part of all is the ritual itself. Night after night, as you dim the lights and take those quiet minutes for yourself, you send your mind a message that your health, your pleasure, and your confidence matter. That message gradually replaces insecurity with assurance. Over time, performance stops feeling like a test and starts feeling like an expression of vitality. This is where real improvement happens, not in a single dramatic moment, but in the accumulation of small, intentional acts repeated consistently in the dark when no one else sees them. As this routine becomes part of your nightly rhythm, something subtle but powerful begins to shift inside you. You start to recognize that performance is not an isolated event, but the natural result of how you treat your body every single day. The nighttime oil ritual becomes a bridge between physical care and emotional grounding, and that bridge strengthens the more consistently you walk across it. When you apply the oil slowly and intentionally, you are not just supporting circulation, you are training your mind to associate intimacy with calmness rather than pressure. Many men unknowingly condition themselves to link arousal with anxiety, rushing, or performance fear. By creating a peaceful nighttime environment, you begin to rewrite that conditioning. The dim light, the steady breathing, the warmth of your hands, and the unhurried pace all teach your nervous system that arousal and relaxation can coexist. This is crucial because true stamina often depends on how well you can stay relaxed under stimulation, rather than how intensely you can stimulate yourself. Over time, you may notice improved body awareness. You start to feel subtle shifts in temperature, tension, and sensitivity. This awareness allows you to regulate your responses more effectively. Instead of being overwhelmed by sensation, you learn to ride it like a wave. Slow breathing during the massage becomes a skill you can carry into intimate moments. When excitement rises, your body remembers the rhythm of those nightly breaths. Your heart rate steadies, your muscles remain relaxed, and your control improves naturally without forcing it. This is not about suppressing desire, but about guiding it. The oil routine becomes a rehearsal for presence. You are practicing staying connected to your body rather than escaping into mental distractions. There is also the matter of tissue health and elasticity. Gentle massage increases local blood circulation, and improved circulation supports nutrient delivery to tissues. Healthy tissue responds better, recovers faster, and maintains sensitivity without irritation. Choosing high-quality natural oils matters because synthetic products with heavy fragrances or harsh additives can cause dryness or inflammation over time. Simplicity is often best. A pure oil applied in a small amount is enough. Warming it between your palms before application prevents shock to the skin and enhances absorption. The key is not quantity, but consistency. 5 mindful minutes nightly are more beneficial than occasional intense sessions. Another layer of this practice is emotional confidence. When a man invests time into caring for his body, he sends himself a message of worth. That message gradually changes how he shows up in relationships. Instead of approaching intimacy from a place of doubt, he approaches it from a place of preparation. There is quiet pride in knowing you have taken steps to maintain your health. That pride translates into steadier eye contact, slower movements, and a more attentive presence with your partner. Intimacy becomes less about proving something and more about sharing something. Your touch feels intentional rather than rushed because you have practiced intentional touch on yourself. Sleep deepens as well when the routine is done consistently. The relaxation triggered by gentle massage and slow breathing encourages smoother transition into rest. And as sleep improves, hormone regulation improves with it. Testosterone production thrives during deep sleep cycles. When your sleep quality rises, so does your natural drive and energy. This creates a reinforcing cycle. Better sleep enhances performance, and better performance reduces anxiety, which further improves sleep. The oil routine becomes the spark that initiates this upward spiral. It is important to address patience again because many men approach enhancement with urgency. Urgency often leads to disappointment. The body responds best to steady signals rather than sudden demands. Think of this routine as watering a plant. You would not drown it in one day and expect immediate growth. You provide small, regular nourishment and trust the process. Over several weeks, the combined effect of improved circulation, reduced stress, deeper sleep, and heightened awareness begins to show. Erections may feel firmer because blood flow pathways are healthier. Sensitivity may feel balanced rather than dull or overwhelming. Endurance improves because you are no longer fighting tension in your pelvis or abdomen. This is also a time to check in with overall lifestyle. Regular movement during the day, especially exercises that engage the lower body and core, supports pelvic circulation. Staying hydrated ensures blood volume remains optimal. Reducing excessive alcohol and heavy late-night meals helps maintain hormonal balance. The oil routine works best when integrated into a broader commitment to health. It is not a replacement for medical care or treatment for serious conditions, but it can complement a healthy lifestyle in meaningful ways. Perhaps one of the most underestimated aspects of this practice is the shift from seeking external validation to cultivating internal stability. Performance anxiety often stems from fear of judgment. But when you build a nightly ritual centered on self-care rather than comparison, you start measuring progress against your own baseline. That internal focus is empowering. You begin to trust your body. Trust reduces hesitation, and reduced hesitation enhances fluidity during intimacy. You become more attuned to your partner because you are no longer preoccupied with self-doubt. The ritual also strengthens discipline. Committing to something small every night reinforces consistency in other areas of life. Discipline builds self-respect, and self-respect radiates outward. Your partner may not know about your routine, yet they may notice the change in your energy. You seem calmer, more grounded, less reactive. Intimacy flows with less strain. Performance becomes a byproduct of well-being rather than the sole objective. As the weeks pass, you may realize that the greatest transformation is not purely physical, it is psychological. You feel more in control not because you are forcing outcomes, but because you have cultivated balance. The oil, the warmth, the breathing, the silence of the night all work together to create a state of centered masculinity. And from that center, authentic performance emerges naturally, rather than being chased. From that centered place, something even deeper begins to unfold, something that goes beyond strength or stamina and moves into the realm of presence. When you continue this nighttime oil ritual for months rather than days, you begin to notice that intimacy itself feels different. You are not chasing peak moments or measuring yourself against unrealistic standards. Instead, you are experiencing connection in a slower, richer way. The body that once felt tense or unpredictable now feels familiar, responsive, and cooperative. This familiarity reduces fear, and when fear fades, desire flows more freely. You realize that performance was never just about physical ability. It was about how safe and grounded you felt inside your own skin. The ritual has quietly trained you to associate touch with calmness, to associate arousal with breath, and to associate masculinity with care rather than pressure. Over time, this calm confidence begins to shape how you approach your partner. You initiate intimacy without desperation because you no longer feel the need to prove yourself. Your movements become deliberate. You slow down naturally because you are not rushing toward an outcome. The patience you practice during your nightly routine carries into shared moments. You notice your partner's breathing, their subtle reactions, their shifting energy. Because you have spent time understanding your own sensations, you are better equipped to read theirs. Intimacy becomes collaborative rather than performative. This shift alone can transform the quality of connection in a relationship. When a man is relaxed yet attentive, grounded yet responsive, his partner feels it immediately. Safety deepens attraction. Steadiness builds anticipation. The oil routine, though done alone in the quiet of night, ripples outward into shared experiences. There is also a powerful psychological reinforcement that happens when you maintain consistency. Each night you follow through on your commitment, you strengthen your self-trust. Self-trust is the foundation of confidence. It is not loud or boastful, it is quiet certainty. That certainty changes how you walk, how you speak, how you hold eye contact. In intimate settings, it reduces performance anxiety dramatically because you know you have been nurturing your body and your nervous system consistently. Even on nights when you feel tired or distracted, the memory of your preparation supports you. You are not relying on last-minute stimulation or mental hype. You are relying on the steady groundwork you have laid over time. Physiologically, the benefits continue compounding. Healthy circulation remains essential for firm, natural response, and regular gentle massage encourages vascular flexibility. Relaxed pelvic muscles improve endurance because tension is often what triggers premature release. Balanced breathing stabilizes heart rate and oxygen flow, sustaining energy longer. Improved sleep maintains optimal hormone production, supporting desire and recovery. None of these elements are extreme or dramatic on their own, but together they form a powerful system. The nighttime oil routine is not a shortcut, it is a foundation. Foundations are not flashy, yet everything strong is built upon them. It is important, however, to maintain realistic awareness. Every body is unique. Age, health conditions, stress levels, and lifestyle factors all influence performance. This ritual is a supportive practice, not a replacement for medical guidance when needed. Listening to your body remains essential. If something feels uncomfortable, you adjust. If concerns arise, you seek professional advice. Respecting your health is part of true strength. The goal is long-term vitality, not temporary intensity. As you reflect on this entire process, you may realize that what started as a search for better performance has evolved into a broader journey of self-care. You have learned to slow down in a world that constantly pushes speed. You have learned to breathe deeply in moments that once triggered tension. You have learned that confidence grows quietly through repetition rather than loudly through quick fixes. The oil, the warmth, the breath, the darkness of night have all become symbols of intentional masculinity. You are not chasing approval. You are cultivating readiness. You are not forcing your body, you are supporting it. And in that support, something powerful happens. Intimacy becomes less about fear of failure and more about freedom of expression. You show up whole rather than fragmented. You feel sensations fully rather than numbing them with stress. You move with control not because you are rigid, but because you are relaxed. The ritual has trained your body and mind to cooperate rather than compete. It has taught you that performance begins long before the bedroom, in the quiet moments when you choose discipline over neglect and care over indifference. When you look back, you see that the true boost was never just physical enhancement. It was the rebuilding of self-trust, the calming of your nervous system, the strengthening of your connection to your own body. That internal alignment naturally expresses itself outwardly in confidence, stamina, and presence. The nighttime oil routine becomes more than a habit. It becomes a reminder that small, consistent actions done in privacy can transform how you show up in the most vulnerable moments of your life. And that is the real secret. Performance is not something you switch on. It is something you cultivate, night after night, breath after breath, touch after intentional touch, until confidence feels natural and intimacy feels effortless.